Romania, 2 schools, one from Zidu, and we have Costica Ianculescu, the teacher. There he is. Hello, greetings. And then we have another school from Romania that is represented by Adriana Lefter. Hello.
Hello.
I see a microphone.
Yeah.
All right. So, and we also have a team from Turkey presented by Fatma Barlash. Fatma.
Hello, I am Fatma from Turkey. So glad to see you.
And last but not least, we have the Spanish team represented by Esther and Begonia.
Hi, everybody.
And Begonia is at home. Silvia somewhere too, I think.
All right. It's good that we are all here. I see people are still connecting. So how about let's meet the person we are here today for. And that is Beth Ferry. I can't believe she accepted our offer to actually come to our reading club. And here she is. I'll pass the word to her because there is nothing I can say that is more important than she says.
Okay, hi everybody. Good afternoon, right? It's all afternoon by you. I'm so happy. This is really truly such a fun experience for me too, to be able to talk to you guys and answer your questions. I'm going to read to you. I think this is the book that you're talking about, right? This week, Stick and Stone. So if you notice, you know, on any book, and I know you guys, I'm sure, read lots of books, but I wrote the words in the story, so that makes me the author. And Tom Lichtenheld, his name comes second after mine because he's the illustrator, and he drew all the pictures. So what's really interesting, this was my very first book that I wrote, and what I didn't know was that you don't really work together when you make a picture book. So I wrote all the words, you know, where I live in New Jersey in America, and Tom lives in Chicago, which is in Illinois, and I had never been to Chicago either, but the whole time we worked on the book, which took about 3 years, we never talked or met. He never asked me any questions about what the character should look like, and all the other books that I've ever done, same thing. So, you know, it's not this, you know, you don't get together with the illustrator. They just read your words and then they interpret it the way that they see fit. And then they draw, you know, the pictures that they want. So it's really, even what your characters look like, you don't even know. And then they send you the book and you're like, oh, this is what my book looks like. So that's kind of weird, I think. So should I go ahead and read the book and then we'll do questions? Yes?
Yeah. Okay. I'd love to, please.
Okay, so I'm going to take off. So this is a question I have for you. Do you know what a book jacket is? Do you guys have book jackets? Because do you have, when you have books, like when you own a book, does it have a book jacket or not? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't have.
Some of them.
Yeah, because when sometimes I get foreign editions of Stick and Stone, and they don't have book jackets. But in America, you always have this, and that's what we call it, a book jacket. And it's basically just like a covering. So it looks the same, right? The back looks the same, the front looks the same, and then you just have to take it off. So it's so weird, isn't it? Anyway, okay, so I'm going to read to you Stick and Stone, which is 136 words, which is very short for a picture book. And have you guys read it? Have we read this? Yes, you have. Okay. Some of you have. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes.
On this page, this is called the end page, and all books have end pages. And it means the page that's glued down, right? It's glued down to the hardcover. And some books, most books, just have end pages that look like this, right? They're just solid colors, right? Most of my books just have end pages that are solid colors. I'm trying to find them. They're just pretty, but they don't tell part of the story. But the illustrator in this book decided to tell part of the story in his end pages. And little Stick falling off the tree. And so that's how Stick falls into the story. And then if you flip to the back, you see a big volcano. And you see Stone popping out of the volcano into the story. So this was really fun for me because like I didn't know that he was drawing these pictures. And so when I saw the illustrations, I was like, oh, he decided like, it's called an origin story, right? The origin means where something comes from. And so he added that as part of the story, which is, I don't know, I thought was really fun. Okay, Stick and Stone. Stick, Stone, lonely, alone, a 0, a 1. See how they kind of look like a 0 and a 1? Alone is no fun. Stick, Stone, along comes Pine Cone. And can you see the look on his face? So do you know if he's going to be a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad.
Yeah, a bad guy.
Bad guy.
He makes fun of Stone. Won't leave him alone. And you know what this is called? Where is it? Can you see what this is? This is called a tornado. And the illustrator told you, yeah, a little tornado. And when you see a tornado over someone's head, you know that it means like they're frustrated or upset. And it's just a great way to show like how someone's feeling. Because really, what does Stone have? Some eyes, right? He doesn't really have a lot of way to show how he feels. So the illustrator added this tornado. Okay, so he won't leave him alone. Vanish, says Stick. His word does the trick. Because there goes Pinecone. Stone whispers, gee, you stuck up for me. That's just what sticks do. Friends do it too. Stick, Stone, a friendship has grown. They wander, explore, and can you see what they see in the cave? What do they see? 2 eyeballs, right?
That looks
And
like
then-
a cat.
Yes, eyes.
Yeah, eyes. What do you think the eyes? What do you think the eyes are?
That scared me.
What do you think? What do you think's in the cave?
A
No,
bat.
a cat.
A
A bat.
bat.
A bat
A bat. Is it?
or a bear?
Because in cave.
Oh.
What about a dragon? You know what I love about this game? It can be anything that your imagination thinks that it is, right? There's no wrong answer. There's something attached to those eyes. Okay. They wander, explore, lays by the shore, the beach. Then thunder and rain, a loud hurricane, boom goes the thunder. Stick is wind blown. There goes Pinecone. Hold on, calls out Stone. Again, he's alone. And can you see what he's looking at? Stick's little leaf got blown off. Search day. Stick, stick, and search night. No Stick in sight. What's this? A huge puddle. Stick stuck in the muddle. Help, he says. Stone rescues him quick. Cowabunga, kerspaloosh. You rock, Stone, says Stick. That's just what stones do. Best friendship rocks too. Stick, Stone, together again. Stick, Stone, a perfect 10. Right to the end where Pinecone comes back and he says, sorry, I needled you so much. And do they forgive him? Do they forgive Pinecone for being naughty? What do you
I
think?
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
And that's the end. The end. It's so short, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so do we want to do
Yeah.
questions?
It's short, but
It's very great.
It is short but interesting.
Short but interesting. Thank you.
All right, we have 55
Oh,
people
nice.
now live with us. So, what are we gonna do? Now we are going to ask Beth questions. Remember, bookworms, you are here now to ask Beth all the questions you want, and we have prepared, Beth, more than 30 questions.
Perfect.
So I hope you have the patience to answer them all, because all the children are really impatient to hear the answers for their questions. So we will start with the let me see if the Marcus, are you in? Marcus is in. Marcus is gonna start the session of questions and answers. Let's go, bookworms. Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
Marcus? Did you lose your microphone? I can lend you mine. Hello? Are you here? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go on with your question, Marcus. Looks like his microphone is off.
Maybe.
Okay, Marcus is going to prepare. While Marcus is preparing, I see Alina's here. So, Alina, how about you start?
Reading when you were a child. Who
Okay.
inspired you to read, and what type of book did you like reading?
Good questions. So yes, I think that the best way to be, like, if anybody is interested in being a writer, you have to be a reader. So when I was a little girl, I read everything and anything. Well, I would read the cereal box while I was eating breakfast. I read the tissue box, but my favorite were books. So, you know, when I was young, a long time ago, there weren't so many books, right? Like, even for kids, like, there's so many books for kids now. But do you know what Nancy Drew is? Have you ever heard of Nancy Drew?
No, I didn't hear her.
Nancy Drew was like this mystery series, and there were like 100 books, and all I wanted was I wanted to own. I never owned them all, but that's what I wanted to. So, you know, it was always the same girl, and she just solved mystery after mystery after mystery. And so when I was little, I read, you know, I like mysteries the best, I think. And then now, you know, I honestly, I read every single day, and I have a book that I read when I'm in the car, and I have a book that I only read right before bed, and then I have my regular book that I read whenever I want to read. So that's really, like, to me, when you're a writer, like, being a reader is like doing your homework, right? So I can always justify reading anytime, because I'm always like, this is kind of like doing research, like, for any book that I'm going to write. So did I answer your questions? Okay.
Do you like traveling? Is any of your stories about traveling?
I do like traveling, and no, none of my stories are about traveling. You know, that's a great question. I have a son who has he's been all over, like, Europe.
Wow.
So, and I look at what he does. Yeah, he's a really good traveler, because he also speaks like 5 languages. But I think I only speak English. And so I think when you don't speak so many languages, like, I feel like for all of you, you speak so many languages. So when you travel someplace, it's so much more, you know, fun for you, because you can speak
And
the language.
easier.
Right, and easier. You can't even read street signs, right? Like, when you don't know the language. So, or shop signs, like, you don't even know what kind of store you're going in. But I do like to travel, but I don't really travel a lot.
But in what countries you went?
I have gone to England and France, and mainly a lot in the Caribbean, you know, like, to the islands. So I think when it's harder to travel, as I'm sure your parents will tell you, because you have to take them all with you, and they have to, you know, come out of school, and you know. So now that my kids are almost all, you know, grown up, and once they are, I hope to travel more.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alina.
All right, so now we are going to go to the next country and the next bookworm from a different country who's also eager to find out something, and that is Duru, Turkey. Duru,
Hello.
is Duru from Turkey here?
I am not so sure if she is here, but I'm checking now. I hope she is here. She should be here.
Okay.
But sorry, I can't see her name now. Duru, burada mısın? I ask it in Turkish. Okay, yes. Liliana, you can go on with
Maybe
other.
Zumra can ask her questions. Zumra?
Zumra?
How
Oh my
old were
God.
you?
Okay, Zumra is here. Zumra, yes, you can go on.
How old were you when you started writing books?
How old was I? That's a good question. So I was old. When I was young, I did like to write, but I didn't actually start writing books until I was, let me think, I think I was 41 years old. Is that old?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, thank you. Very good questions this bookworm asked. How about Andrei from Zidu, Romania?
Andrei,
I know Andrei is in. I saw Andrei.
Andrei, Manu,
Hello.
poftim, zi. Zi, Andrei.
Hi, my name is Andrei, and I am a first grade student at Sidur Secondary. Why you choose to give life in the story to personify elements from the material world? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so you're asking why, did you ask at the end, like the material world?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what that means. What's the material world?
Okay. I think what he means is why we got that question. Many children asked, how come Stone and Stick can talk and walk?
Okay,
Yes.
so that's okay. I see what you mean. So when you bring, like, I'm gonna say, like, you know, so many books have animals, right, that talk. And so that's how we have this saying in America, but I don't know if you have. Have you heard of sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me? Have you ever heard of that? No. Okay, so it's a nursery rhyme for little kids, and it goes, sticks and stones can break your bones, but names can never hurt you. And as you know, that's not true, right? Names can hurt you, and if someone calls you a name or is mean to you, it hurts your feelings. So the reason I picked a stick and a stone was because of that nursery rhyme, because I was showing how I was trying to take the nursery rhyme and show, you know, how it's not okay to be unkind and how you should stick up for your friends. And I think it's hard because it's probably just a thing that's the language in English, you know, because the word stick in English, friends. So I was kind of playing with the words. And then the nursery rhyme, sticks and stones can break your bones, meaning like, yes, you can throw a stick and a stone at someone and hurt them, but names won't hurt them. But like, that's so old fashioned. And now we know that's not true. So you should never call anyone names. And so that's why I picked the stick and the stone and brought them to life in that way. I know it's confusing because it doesn't make sense to you since you don't know that nursery rhyme, right? I know, I probably didn't answer your question, did I?
Thank you.
Probably not. Thank you, honey.
I think you have. I think you have.
Okay.
All right. So now, oh, got my microphone. Pardon me. Now we going to the Spanish bookworm, and the first Spanish bookworm is John. If I pronounce hard,
Let's go. We can do it.
Hi. Hi, sweetie.
Yes.
Hello. My name is Jauma. From Spain.
Nice.
Yeah. The book is about friends.
The book is about friends.
Yes.
My question is,
My question is,
have you got a best friend?
have you got the best friend?
Have you got a best friend?
I do have a best friend. You know what's funny? I don't have the same best friend as I did when I was little. So I think best friends change. So I had a best friend when I was little, and then I had a best friend when I went to college. And I have a best friend who happened, a writer like me. So I think that your best friend can change, right? Do you have a best friend?
Have you got a best friend?
Yes.
Has it been the same friend your whole life so far? The same friend?
The same friend?
Yes.
Yes. Nice. Okay, thanks, Lily.
We say thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, honey. So adorable.
okay. All right. These are the little ones in the project, but they are so good too. They are eager to ask questions and find out the answers. Thank you so much, Joe May. Sorry if again I mispronounced your name. We are going to Theodore now. And Theodore, Moldova, your question, please.
How can a stone walk or go somewhere?
Once again, please, we couldn't hear you.
How can a stone even walk?
Stick and stone is, what's the last couple words, Lovey?
How can a stone walk?
Oh, how can a stone rock?
No, walk.
A walk. Oh, good. You guys are very good. So here's the thing. I'm going to say a word, and I wonder if you're going to know it. It's called fiction. Do you know what fiction is? Fiction means it's not true, right? So when you read a book about history or science, that's nonfiction, and that means everything should be true. When you write a story like this, it's fiction, which means that I can just do whatever I want. And all the books that I write are fiction, which means I can have stick and stones talk and walk. I can make animals talk. I'm trying to think. I can make whales be friends with rainbows. So that's the fun of fiction, is that you can make up anything and it doesn't have to really be true, right? It can be silly, like a stick and a stone being friends and blowing bubbles and all the silly things they do, right?
I have another question. What did you study to become writer?
Good question. So my job is being a mom, right? Like most moms, it's the most important thing that you can ever do is be a mom. And when my kids were growing up, I was reading them lots of books. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is to read to kids. And so because I enjoyed it so much, and I think this is like anything, if you love to do something, it's what you want to do. So as they were growing up, I was like, I wonder if I can write a book that other people would read to their kids. So when I went to college, I was an English major, writing. And then I kind of always liked to do this. And so that's why I really did it, because I wanted to make books that parents could read to their kids. Does that answer your question? Yes, okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, honey.
Okay, so we are going now back to Romania, Tecuci, and Eva's gonna ask her question. Eva?
Hello.
Hello.
The story is real?
The story's not real, right? It's fiction. It's all made up. It's also, it should be very silly. Like, you should look at it and you should laugh and say, how can a stick and a stone talk to each other? So it should just be a silly story with a good lesson, right? A good lesson about sticking up for your friends and doing good.
Thank you, Eva. Great question so far. And we are going now back to Marcus. Marcus, I heard you back.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
So this is my question. It's hard to be a book writer.
It is.
Or a children book writer.
Is that your question? Is it hard?
Yeah, it's hard to be a children book writer.
It is. It's hard because there's so many stories, right, out there, right? There's lots and lots of books. And so you have to write a book that's different from any other book that's ever been written. And that's the hard part, is coming up with a good idea. So the reason, and stick and stone has never been done before, right? No one ever wrote about a stick and a stone. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea, because it hasn't been done before. And every book, from the time I write my book, it takes 3 years till I can hold it in my hands. Do you think that's a long time?
That's
right?
That's like a very, very long time. 3 years. That's like, holy.
I agree, Marcus. It's such a long time. And so sometimes by the time I get the book, I've already forgotten, honestly. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I've probably written another 10 books in the time it takes. And then you get it and you're like, oh yeah, I have to remember all about what the book I wrote about. That's how long it takes.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's a great question, Marcus.
Thanks.
If that was a great question, there are more other great questions coming.
All right. Uh-oh. No.
Looks like Bera's not in. Mina, that's a beautiful name. Mina, are you in?
My name is Mina Esra. I am from Turkey. My question is, how many books have you written?
Yes, great question. How many books have I written? So I'm going to answer it in 2 parts. The first part is, I write, for every 10 books that I write, maybe 1 gets published. So I do a lot of writing that just doesn't work out. So that's a lot of work, right? But I practice my writing. And so for every 10 books, maybe I have 1 published. And I have sold, coming out, 30 books. So yeah, you know, like books, like I said, take 3 years. So in the next, you know, as we keep going, that's a lot of books. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A great lot of books. That is an easy question.
Yes.
It's not easy.
And you know what else? And I don't know if anyone's going to ask me this, but I'm going to answer it. So do you know what a revision is? Do you know? Yeah, you write your story better. And so when I do that with my stories, sometimes I write the story 60 or 70 times till I get it exactly right. And it takes me sometimes a year or 2 years. That's even before the 3 years that it takes to become a book. So sometimes, like, you know, like this book is called Swashby and the Sea, and it's about a retired pirate who makes friends with a little girl. And I wrote this book in 2015, and it came out in 2020. 5 years. So long.
Oh my God.
I know, Marcus, you got it, right?
How it's possible? How it's possible?
Yeah. So sometimes it just takes a really long time.
5
You have to be
years.
patient. 5 years, Marcus.
Book.
I have a question. Can I?
Okay, so our next question is going to come from Spain, and that, oh no, from Romania, Darius from Romania. Next.
Hi, my name is Darius, and I'm a second grade student at Wall Secondary School, Romania.
Hello.
I wonder what other.
All right, say it again, but slower. Say it one more time. Can you say it again?
Repeat.
I wonder what other course would you have given to the story I so hadn't saved stick?
What course would you have given to the story if Stone hadn't saved Stick?
Oh. That's a good question. If Stone hadn't saved Stick, that's a hard question. Because I guess Stick would have saved himself. What do you think? Do you think Stick would have saved himself?
Nah, it's impossible.
Nope.
How do you save yourself?
Well, I guess I don't know.
When you're a stick and you fall into a water, how are you gonna get out? You're just a stick. You have a little bit of power. There.
Well, it's fiction.
Thank
so-
you, Alina. Yes, it is fiction. But I think the truth is, the whole point of the story is is helping others, and how, you know, so it was like payback, right? So Stick stuck up for Stone, and then Stone got to say
When pumpkin it's good after hug.
Okay. Again.
one more time.
What happens with home? Again.
What happens when one is good?
Is he good? If he good,
Is he good after hug?
what happens with fine cone? Again, what happens?
Yes. So
Happens
that's a good question. So yes,
It's a good
pine cone. What the idea is that we can all sometimes act bad, right? Sometimes we don't always be the best person that we are. But like Pinecone, right? Pinecone wasn't nice. But then at the end to, apologize. So that's what Pinecone comes back and says, nice. So that, you can understand that it's okay to make a mistake. Right? And then we all have to forgive. Right? So it's okay to, it's okay. That's ultimately, does that make sense?
Well, there's the saying that you learn from your mistakes.
Very true. Yes, and that's exactly what
The Bible says if a person gives you bad things, you do a good thing, and then it's going to get like.
Can I ask a question?
Miss Beth, I have a question.
Wait a minute. Children, we have here, let's have all the countries have a chance. So we got,
Sophia has something we're talking about.
Miss Beth, when someone asked that if the Pinecone came back and everything, did you mean that he saw what stone did for stick, what stick did for stone, and he understood that you should be nice to other people? That's what you meant.
Yes, exactly. That's beautiful. Thank
I
you.
have a question. Can I ask a question?
wait a minute, children, we have here, we have planned this meeting. I have a whole paper here. Children are waiting in line to ask questions. So let's keep that line. All right. How about we are going now to Adrian. Adrian, are you in? I saw Adrian. He had a beautiful blue microphone. Are you in?
Yes, I'm. Is the book Stick and Stone based on a real friendship story?
No, it isn't. It's not. It's it's really funny how you don't it's really based on the idea of that nursery rhyme I was talking about. And how, it's hard to be kind, right? It's easy to be mean and not think nice thoughts. And it's hard to be kind. And so it's really not based on a true friendship story, but I feel like, having these two unlikely characters kind of makes it, I hope universal, that, like you can look at a stick and you can look at a stone and say, well, they can be friends, right? Anyone can be friends. So that's, it's not based on any true friendship story that I know.
Oh.
Completely made up.
What books in your childhood inspired you most?
You know what? Not really. I was really more inspired by my kids' books. Because when I was young, there really weren't a lot of picture books. Like all these books are called picture books because so much of the art tells part of the story. So for me, it was really my kids' books that inspired me, not my books. I like to read, but I read like chapter books. I didn't read picture books so much.
Okay.
Now,
we're going to Turkey.
Yes.
If Bera's not in, we're going to Omar.
Omar?
Omar.
Omar should be here. Yes, Omar, please.
What is the most difficult thing for you while writing a book?
What is the most what, babe? The most
difficult.
Difficult
thing.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to say? The endings. For me, you know how sometimes you read a book and you get to the end and you're like, oh, whatever. I like to have an ending that's exciting or surprising. And I think sometimes you have a good idea for a story, but it's hard to get the ending right. So the hardest part is getting the ending right. That's a great question.
Very good
That's
questions.
true.
Very good questions. Okay.
Thank you.
Spain is now on the line again. Spain, are you ready for the next question with Melania and Sylvia? Oh, look at that microphone. What a fancy microphone you've got.
Dice que tenéis un micrófono fantastic. Okay, come here, in the middle.
Hi, girls.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Melania. My question is, where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Again.
So Ryan, you're gonna just want to do one at a time?
Where are you from? Yes.
I live in the United States in the state called New Jersey. I live right by the beach. So all summer I go to the beach. And I swim in the ocean.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh, that was so easy.
Hey, children, don't forget to mute your microphones if you're not talking, because we hear a lot of background noise, which makes it difficult for the bookworms, for other bookworms who are asking, for our amazing journalists, and of course for Beth. So thank you for understanding. And now from Spain, we're going to Moldova, back to Moldova, and Anna from Moldova is going to ask her question. Anna? Is Anna in? If Anna's not in, then we...
Can I?
Anna, if Anna's not in, then we have Ksenia. Okay.
Hi, girls.
What do you appreciate most about people?
What do I appreciate most about people? Kindness. So what I like most about people is people that are kind. And I always think, like, you know, sometimes you look at a stranger and, you know, you don't know them and you don't know if they're nice. And so all it takes is a smile, right? If you smile at someone, then all of a sudden, like, no matter what you think, oh, that person's kind. And so that's what I appreciate. Like, I don't like when I go somewhere and people aren't smiling. I like to see people smile. And then it makes me feel like people are good in their hearts, right?
Yes.
That's a nice question. What do you like most about people?
Ksenia, what do you like about people?
I don't know.
I know it's hard, right? Do you like when people smile?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think everybody does. And it doesn't matter what language you speak, right? You know someone's nice when they smile.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ksenia. Wonderful, wonderful questions. Good job. Okay, next question is from Romania, Tipuch. And Karina is going to ask the question. Karina, are you in?
Hello, my name is Karina Costin. I'm from Romania, and my question is, what inspired you to write a book about friendship?
I love that's a really good question. So I have two answers. The first one is it was my very first book, and I wanted to write something that could appeal to everyone. And no matter how old you are, right, you have friends. You might have different friends than when you're little. You might have friends who play the same sport as you or who are in your class. And when you get older, you might have friends that have kids the same age as your kids, or, you know, that are a writer. If you're a writer, I have writer friends. But I also wanted to write a story about, like, doing something extra. And I think, you know, it's easy to not stick up for someone. It's easy to keep quiet when you see something not good happening. And so I wanted to write a story that said, you know, like sticks up for stone. He tells Pinecone to vanish, to go away, to stop being mean. And I think that's a really important and hard thing to do. So I wanted to write a story that no matter how old you were, you could read this book and say, that's the right thing to do. Like, and I can do it too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Thanks, Karina. Thank you, Karina.
Okay. We skipped Theo from Romania too, so is Theo in and can ask a question? Theo from Romania. Oh, did I know he's not in?
Hello.
Oh, he's in. He's here.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, it's a girl. Go
My
ahead.
name is Teodora Mihalake. I'm from Tecuci, Romanian, and my question is, what did you want to be before you started writing books?
So good question. So when I was little, I wanted to be a veterinarian. Do you know that word? I wanted to be an animal doctor. So I wanted to take care of animals, like a shot.
Yes.
I don't like those, so I couldn't be an animal doctor. So then I was a mom. I was a mom, and I didn't do anything but be a mom. And then I decided to try to become a writer.
Thanks.
Thank you, honey.
So many details we find out about you. This is great. I think I would. I'm old. I would like to read all of your books now. We're going back to Turkey, and we have Duru. Has Duru come back? Fatma, have you seen Duru?
I couldn't see her.
Okay,
Duru?
Bera, is Bera back?
Bera, are you here? I think Liliana, Çağla can go on. Çağla.
Okay, go ahead.
Çağla, can you ask your question?
Hello, my name is Çağla. I am joining from Turkey. I wonder which one is your favorite among your books.
Which one's my favorite? That's such a hard question. So Stick and Stone will always be my favorite because it was my first book, and there's something special. Like, it changed me from being a writer into being an author. So do you know the difference? I know the difference is, I'm so sorry, 1 second. My dog is chewing my spoon. I had to take it away from him. Can you see my dog? Here's my dog.
Aww, doggy.
He's so cute.
Where are you, Pop?
What a cute doggy.
Come, puppy, come, puppy.
He's a pit bull.
He's a bulldog. Yeah.
Bulldog.
He goes into the dishwasher.
Oh my god.
Very
And he takes out all the dishes and he tries to eat them. So
A pit bull, yeah?
No, he got your microphone.
he did. He got my microphone. That was my dog. What a smart dog. So the question is, what's my favorite book? So Stick and Stone is my first favorite because it was my first book. And then this book, Swashby and the Sea, is my second favorite book because it's about the ocean, and the ocean is my favorite place to go. And in this book, the character writes messages in the sand, right? He writes messages, and then the sea washes away some of the letters and changes the message. And so that's what, so this one, I know it's hard because of the language, but this says no trespassing. And that means like, stay away. And the sea washes away all the letters except for the letters sing. And then, so the girl thinks he's telling her to sing a song. And so the C changes the message from unfriendly into friendly. So that's, it was one of my favorite ideas. So did that answer your question, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
really creative.
Now you actually are teasing us to read your next books, your other books. So good. They all sound so good. Okay, in Turkey, we going. There you go. That is great, isn't it? That makes us want to read some more. That's what the bookworms do. So let's go back to Spain. We have Iago. Iago? Spain? Esther? Uh-huh.
1 second, we are here. Yeah. Say hello.
Hello.
My name is Yao. My name is Yao.
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
from Spain.
I'm from Spain.
Very nice.
Are you?
Are you 16 stone or ping pong?
Pine cone. Are you? What do you think? Are you like a stick, like a stone, or you feel you are like a pine cone? That's the question.
That's a great question, honey. I'm gonna say I'm more like stick. Stick is, you know,
More like a stick.
yeah, I think I'm more like stick. I think stick's so brave. So I hope I'm like stick. Who are you like?
I think I'm stone.
You're stone, Marcus?
Yeah. I just go straight for it. I don't care.
I like a stick too. Say. She says she's like a stick too.
Awesome. Are there any questions?
Oh, cute.
You are so cute, guys.
Okay. So now, thank you, Spain. Thank you so much. Let's go to, does Xenia have a question for us? So Xenia asked her question. How about,
Can I?
hang on, I know you're very eager to ask a question. Let us make sure that all the questions that are here are asked. Alex, I know the Romanian team has to go, so that's why I'm trying to get you through. Romania, Alex, Romania.
You going, Alina?
Hello.
Hi, Alex.
Hello, Coach Romania. My about.
Great question. My next book, Ice Cream Trucks. Jeff Trucks.
Hello.
No,
No.
that's too bad.
Wish we had.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like.
Yeah.
We have trucks that come down your road and they play music and you can go buy ice cream. Things. You hear the music first, and you run outside and you wave and they come to your house and they sell you ice cream. And so this book, they sell you nice dreams. So like you can ask for whatever you want to dream about. So instead of ice cream, it's nice dreams. So that's like, you know, playing with, yeah. What, Marcus?
This is like, what are you gonna want? This is perfect.
What do you want to dream about? So you could dream about like this. These people dream about puppies, right? They want to just have puppies. And then these people dream about dragons that have jelly beans for scales. Can you see the jelly beans? Do you know what jelly beans are?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can see. Yeah, I can see.
And this
Like our brain just generates random things.
yeah, right. Because you know your imagination,
Yeah.
right, is your biggest. That's the best thing about everyone, right? Your imagination can think of anything in the whole world. So you should always, like, you know, use your imagination because you can do crazy, weird things, right? And this illustrator draws. You could be a rock star, right? Like play the drums and sing all with ice cream. So that's my next book. So that was a great question. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Has a ring to it.
The title what, Alina?
Has a ring to it.
Yeah, the ice cream.
Like a rhyme.
It does, right? Yeah.
Can I answer my question?
Julian, please wait. You are going. Have patience. I see. This is so interesting. We haven't gone through all of the questions that we have planned for today. So we have, I see Woyku from Turkey has got a very good question here that hasn't been repeated. Turkey, Woyku?
Öykü.
Okay, sorry.
Öykü, are you here? Yes, please ask your question.
Buradayım öğretmenim.
Sor sorunu.
Have you read Harry Potter series? Do you like fantastic books? Or what kind of books do you like the most?
That I like to read? The kind of
Yes.
books I like to read now? So I like books about magic. So things that like, are just a little. You too? Yeah. So I mean, like any type of book. Do you guys have Harry Potter? Do you read Harry Potter? Do you know what Harry Potter is?
I just love Harry Potter.
Me too.
I Öykü likes Harry Potter so much, so she asks this question to you.
Because she loves what so much?
Harry Potter series. She likes the series, so she wonders your idea.
Yeah, so those are some of my favorite books, but anything that has like a little bit of magic in it is my favorite kind of book. So that's a really nice question. Thank you.
Okay. Now back to Albania. Ioana, are you in?
Hello, my name is Ivana. My question is,
Hello.
what friendship inspire you to write
Did friendship?
other
Yes.
stories?
Is that what your question? Does friendship inspire me to write other stories? Yeah. So I like to write about friendship a lot. So I have, oh my gosh, I have so this book that I talked about before is about friendship. And this book is called A Small Blue Whale, is about friendship. So I think I write so many stories about friendship. This book is about a friendship between a scarecrow and a crow. Oh my gosh, all my books are about friendship. This book is about making friends. Wow. What else? And then this.
Can you read the books to us?
I don't know if I have time. It's
We really don't have enough time for that.
time.
It's been an hour. Can you believe that? It's been an hour.
Oh no, it's crazy. But that's why there's so many great questions.
How much is it going to take you to read all of your books?
It would take me to read you all of my books would probably take, because they are kind of short, but I would say it would take 2 or 3 hours to read all the books. That's a long
Oh my god.
We have one more.
I have another question.
Hang on, Marcus. We have one more question from Spain.
Hold on, Marcus. Let's do one other person. Okay, go ahead.
Spain.
Hello. Sylvia, come here.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello, my name is Sylvia.
Hello, my name is Sylvia. I joke aqui.
Are you making
Making a cartoon movie.
cartoon movie?
Oh, a movie.
Are you making a movie, a cartoon with your book?
That's a good question. No, not, you don't get to decide. It's weird. But no, not yet. I haven't been that lucky. Yeah.
You should do it.
Okay, so we've got now. I think we've got everyone on the list, and we've got Julian. What's your question?
Hello, my name is Julian. I have 4 questions. What promoted you to write this story?
For Stick and Stone?
Yes.
So I think I said I wanted to write about friendship, but there was actually a song on the radio. I get a lot of my ideas from songs. When you think about music, do you all like music?
Oh yes,
Yes, music, and a lot of songs are really stories, right? That people are singing, but they're really telling you a story. And I got the idea for Stick and Stone. I knew I wanted to write a friendship book, but I didn't know what about. And I heard a song on the radio, and the line in the song was, "Can you imagine your best friend?" I was like, oh, I'm going to write about a friend who sticks up for his friend. And then I thought about the word stick, and I was like, oh, I'm going to write about a stick who sticks up for his friend Stone. And that's how I got the idea on the radio.
Okay, Julian, I think this, try not to ask the question, children, be attentive. Try not to ask the questions that already have been asked.
That's okay.
Oh, I have
Julian, let's give Ipak in the chat said he wants to ask a question. I believe he's from Turkey, or she.
Yes.
Does she or he want to ask a question?
Yes, if it is okay, if it is possible.
Sure.
Okay, go girl.
Yes, my name is İpek and I'm from Turkey. My question about books, and my question is it good to write real things in books, or is it good to write unreal things in books? By the way, I love to sing unreal things in books, but what do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. I like to write unreal things. I like to use my imagination, right? I like to make things up that aren't real. Because when you write about things that are real, you can get things wrong, right? You have to do so much research to make sure it's exactly right. We're kind of magical element to writing fiction, and that's what I like. I like to make things up and write unreal things because it's more fun to me. Do you think that's true?
Yes.
And it's more fun to read.
Thanks for your answer.
Thank you, honey. Yes.
Okay, not a question that has been asked yet. Go ahead.
Liliana, one of my students, Doruk, would like to ask a question.
Okay.
I never asked. Doruk, are you there?
Hello, I am Doruk Onat.
Hello.
I am from Turkey.
How are you?
Did you live any interesting event while you were writing your books? Is there any memory?
Was there an interesting event?
Yeah, you can't
Yes.
forget maybe.
No, so I'm not sure. Is your question like, did anything interesting happen to me while I was writing the book?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Is that bad? No, nothing interesting happened. It was just, I wrote this book in 2011, which is how many years ago?
A lot.
10 years ago, right? It's been 10 years since I wrote the story. That's a
When
lot.
I was born.
Yeah, it's before you all
There
were
is
born.
another great question. I hope you don't miss it. There is another great question from Spain. I just love this question. I can't wait to hear the answer. Melania? I think it's Melania's question.
Melania, so pretty.
9. Holy yes.
No, 10 years.
9 of them.
10, right?
10 years. Oh my god.
You're funny.
That's more than me.
That's more than all of you, I bet. Because you're also young, that's why. You're young. Okay, question.
Melania.
Melania?
Melania?
Hello, my name is Melania.
Where do you like writing?
Where do you
Writing.
Where do I do my writing? Like, where do I write? So
Which place?
Right. So my favorite place to write, yeah, is in my bed. I get up in the morning and I get some coffee and I get a computer and I sit in bed and that's where I do all my writing. So is that silly?
There is another question coming, Marcus. Oh, Marius. I think Marius is in. Marius, you wanted to ask a question. Marius?
I went. I don't have questions.
No more. Okay, so your question has been asked. That's great.
Liliana, we have another question.
Oh, that one has been answered, sorry. Okay, if there were any questions that haven't been answered yet.
Yes, Liliana, we have another question from the coach.
Okay.
Daria, please, can you ask your question?
Hello, my name is to be a children's book writer.
Yes, that's a good question. A lot of competition. Do you know that word, competition? There's a lot of people also writing books. So you have to, come up with ideas. And that to me is the hard part. So I'm always thinking every day of something that hasn't been done. And then you have to write it in, like when you write picture books, especially, there's not a lot of words. So you have to tell a whole story in very little words. And that's not easy sometimes. So yes, I'm going to say that it's hard, but like anything, if you practice enough, right? I write every day. And it's like anything. If you, want to be a good, dancer, or if you want to be good at sports, you practice.
Can I interrupt you for a minute? The Spanish team has to go, so I would like to say goodbye, and maybe they can say goodbye in Spanish to us. Say goodbye in Spanish to us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Okay, they're done. Well, is that, I wonder if I interrupted you right in the middle of the, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. What was I saying? What were we talking about?
Like that, it was hard to write a book and stuff.
Yes, Alina, that she's right on it. Yeah, so it's hard because it is. It's hard to think of ideas. So I do believe like fun. There's a lot of fun in making because you get to see your book and hold your book, but you do have to work really hard to make a book that someone will publish. Well, I hope that answers the question. Thanks, Daria.
Okay, I think Alina had one more question.
Yeah, I think it's a really good one.
Would
Okay.
you like to visit Moldova to get inspiration for your books?
I would like to visit Moldova. I bet it's very beautiful there. Is it beautiful where you live?
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of snow?
Snows in the winter.
I guess.
Winter.
That's how it looks.
This year's a little better. Thank you, Marcus. I saw out your window. Do you have mountains? Are there lots of mountains by you in Moldova?
Not really. There's some.
No, not really.
There aren't any.
I don't have any mountains either.
Okay, there was one more student from Turkey that wants to ask a question. He was asking in chat. Ozdogan? Ozdogan, right, Fatma? Is it your student? Okay. Seems like that's it. Oh, he's in.
Me.
Oh, she is.
No, me.
It's you. Okay, not you.
Question. Have you ever written a book as a kid?
Have I ever written a book about what?
Zeynep Nur, repeat your question, please.
Have you ever written a book as a kid?
As a kid. When I was a kid? No, I never wrote a book as a kid. What I wrote was a diary. Do you know what a diary is? You guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you write down, like, today I yelled at my sister. Today my sister was mean to me. That's what I used to write. And I have one sister, and I always thought she was so mean. So when I look at my diaries that I made when I was little, that's all that I wrote. Was how mean my sister was.
Wow.
So no, I never wrote a story when I was
I have one question too.
Marcus, you have a question? Okay. Thank you, honey. Go ahead.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
What is that, like a Euro channel? Like, do you want, the only thing we do,
YouTube. I think he said YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. No, I don't have a YouTube channel now because I'm too old. I'm old. Like, do you have one?
You are never too old to have a YouTube channel.
Okay, well, thanks. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, do you guys?
That is true. Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Children, I know we've tried Beth's patience so far.
No,
it's been a long meeting.
It's been very fun.
1 hour, 15 minutes. Can you believe that?
No. The one fast.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you for all of your answers.
And if someone didn't get to Liliana, you can send me an email. If someone feels like they didn't get to ask a question, I'm happy to reply to email. So you can email me or they can email me.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I'll reply. So.
Thank you so much for, first of all, accepting it. Second of all, it's fun.
It was
I think what it takes to be a writer for children, for books, for children's books. I definitely see what it takes.
Yeah, and if any of your students want to be a writer, the best thing they can do is be a reader. You know, that's the best way to become a writer, to be a reader.
So you heard that, bookworms, be a reader, then you need to be a writer. I think our life on the channel, Bookworms channel, I Love to Read, is coming to an end. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
You are all wonderful.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you.
Yes, you can.
Bye.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone.
Bye.